Who benefits from the fighting of us all? Damn if we don't see the poison system fall, it's failing us daily. Don't give it your time. Sit down here with me and we'll write a new rhyme.
I read an article this morning in the Epoch Times. It was written by Joshua Charles, and it discusses some of the viewpoints of Alexis Tocqueville, who was a French historian and political scientist. He's known for writing Democracy in America, and so I just wanted to share some of my thoughts with you guys. In the United States, we have become so accustomed to the idea of freedom that any suggestion that we are experiencing the beginning of a tyrannical state is dismissed as completely impossible. In reality, we have become a society of indulgence and selfishness so disengaged from the government that only about 50% of eligible voters actually take the time to vote. You may not take an interest in politics, but politicians are making decisions that affect your daily life more so than ever before. Many Americans are more interested in their next Netflix binge or Tinder hookup than they are in their local and national leadership. To each his own, right? Except our freedom as a society is dependent on every American taking on the responsibility of staying informed and active to ensure that our liberties remain intact. The burden of maintaining a free society is difficult. It requires holding yourself accountable. It requires educating yourself. It requires raising your family with high moral standards, the same moral standards that are necessary to ensure that we remain a free country. Paraphrasing the article, we have traded that responsibility for a government that acts as a reverse patriarchy. Instead of preparing us for adulthood and independence, our government is seeking to keep us in a state of perpetual childhood, where we constantly look to the government to fulfill our needs. Again, I'm going to quote Tocqueville. It is indeed difficult to imagine how men who have completely given up the habit of self-government could successfully choose those who should do it for them. And no one will be convinced that a liberal, energetic, and prudent government can ever emerge from the voting of a nation of servants. Americans no longer have any concept of liberty, virtue, and wise decision-making. So here we are. We have two options: descend into servitude or regain our freedom. In order to regain our freedom, it requires great responsibility. It requires action, education, and it requires the implementation of a strong moral value system. In order to descend into servitude, you don't have to do a thing. The government's already doing it for you. It is, has always been, and always will be your choice.